Welcome to Osseo's Memorial Field for high school baseball on CCX Sports, a non-conference matchup between the Hopkins Royals and the Osseo Orioles, two teams that met for the state title in Legion Ball last summer. Obviously, some of the same players, some different, but both teams with some good baseball in the area. I'm Jay Wilcox along with Drew Keogh as we get set for this one. Very windy evening. We're hoping all the storms have kind of blown through. It's nice and sunny out here. Temperature is actually very nice now too, but the wind will be something to deal with for these teams. Hopkins, of course, will get first at bats as the visitor here today, and Coach Jason Michalakis will send up a lineup that looks like this. Charlie Schaefer, the third baseman, leads it off. Then Jack Mauser in left. Maddox Michalakis, the Arizona signee, at short. Drew Charney, the talented junior catcher, hits cleanup. Paul Safransky in center. Brock Zimmer, the DH. Then it's Chase Johnson at second base, Gabe Olson at first, and Jackson Drack in right field for the Royals. Defensively for Joe Lavin and Osseo, their alignment looks like this. Hayden Del Castillo at third base, Spencer Peterson at short, Tyler Rose at second, Matthew Kitzman first base, Davis Wick, Brady Kwan, Cole Botzett in the outfield. The freshman Brendan Kranz getting a start tonight behind the plate, and doing the pitching will be Zach Anderson, a junior right-hander. Both teams going with relatively inexperienced guys tonight, Drew. Not necessarily a surprise when you got a team that's not in your conference, not in your section. You probably are, looking just to see what each of these guys can do, and that includes Anderson. Well, kind of an opportunity night for him.
Yeah, that's typical for Minnesota high school baseball, especially this time of the year. You're trying to get things figured out, figure out your lineup, what you have for depth, and how your rotation will settle up into the playoff season. But right now it's just fortunate that we didn't get the rain and the grass is dry and it's a little windy, but it's a nice night here in Osseo.
Charlie Schaefer leading things off here for the Royals after he fouls that first pitch away. Schaefer hitting .412. He has 5 doubles and a couple of homers as well, so potent bat in the leadoff spot. Fouls this one back.
Yeah, your job as a leadoff hitter is to do anything you can to get on base, but when you have that kind of power, it's a really nice add-on to have for a leadoff hitter. But here down 1-2 in the count, you want to do what you can to put the bat on the ball and put the ball in play.
Drives this one out to center field. Kwan coming in. Boy, the wind is going to be a factor tonight for sure. Now, of course, it helps the defense in a way, but it also makes it a little tricky. And Kwan, you could see him kind of battling that one, but he stayed with it.
Yeah, nice job by Brady there to track that ball to the right center gap. And he had it tracked right away, but then realized that wind is going to continue to blow it in, and it ended up being a nice catch as he's running in towards second base.
Jack Mauser, the batter here for Hopkins. Fouls this one away. Jack hitting at .289. Has 1 homer, knocked in 8. He scored 7 runs. I remember seeing him, though, at the section tournament last year, blasting a couple over there at Hopkins.
That's why the name rings a bell. I remember those games, and he was on fire in the section playoffs last year. Hits that one to center.
Yeah, hits this one pretty well out to left center field, and that one's going to be down. Mauser will dig into second base. So a couple of pretty hard-hit balls to start for the Royals. Kwan got one of them in right center that time, not able to run it down in left center. And Mauser aboard with a 1-out double, and Maddox Michalakis will be the hitter.
Yeah, Jay, we're behind the home plate, and you can see that he squared that ball up really well. Had a good, solid contact on the swing, drove it up to left center field, and that ball pushes away from Brady on that one, whereas the one to the right center field with the wind is going to push towards him when he's tracking it down, and he just wasn't able to get that one.
Michalakis hitting a mere .500 so far. 6 doubles, 3 home runs. He has knocked in 7 and scored 10. .895 slugging percentage. Fair to call him a tough out, I guess, right? In a different situation, you'd probably say they'd pitch around him here, but being that it's still the first inning and they got other good hitters coming up too and everything, I don't know. And the fact that it isn't, like a playoff game or anything, I think they may just allow Anderson to try and see if he can get him out.
Yeah, I'm sure Osseo is well aware of his stats and his presence at the plate, but it's early in the game and not a conference game, not a playoff game, so pitch to him.
Another high drive to center field. Kwan stays with it. No chance to tag here, and he'll get it into the cutoff man. So all 3 hitters have hit it to center. 2 of them have been outs. One was a double in between, and now Drew Charney will hit for Hopkins. Drew hitting at .370. He's got 3 doubles, 1 home run. He's knocked in 3, and he has committed to Butler already as a junior.
Hopefully he doesn't feel bad about his .370 batting average after following the guy who's hitting .500.
Fouling this one back.
It's always impressive to hear underclassmen committing and getting scholarships in baseball, especially in Minnesota, where you don't have that much exposure. And you have such a short season. You got to make a name for yourself in the summer if you're not doing much during the high school season. But good for him to get a opportunity to play at Butler as a junior here at Hopkins.
Anderson's been mostly throwing strikes so far, and I think that's kind of the first thing you want to see out of a guy who hasn't pitched all that much. I mean, yeah, you don't just want to groove fastballs down the middle, but you want a guy who's confident enough to come after him. And then, of course, as soon as I say that, he throws it well outside, and Mauser will advance to third.
Yeah, he had a pitch to waste. It's okay. You don't want to do it with the runner on third. With the runner on second, it's okay, especially with 2 outs, because if there's a hit, that runner from second is going to score most of the time anyway, so it doesn't matter if he runs over to third, because if a fly ball, you get out of the inning. Ground ball in the infield, you get that easy out at first and get out of the inning.
1-2 pitch coming here to Charney. Drives this one out of play down the right field line. Certainly for the 7 o'clock start, the sun is going to be a bit of an issue for certain positions on the field here, too.
Yeah, definitely for the hitter, too. It's going to be right in their eye, because here, the way the field's set up here in Osseo, that sun is glaring right in the hitter's eye.
I wouldn't want to be a guy taking a throw like as a third baseman here either from that right side. That one's outside again, and Cran's able to reach over and stop it there, so 2-2.
Nice thing about this Osseo field is they have that artificial turf around the home plate, which really keeps the maintenance down, and it makes the catcher's sense a little less stressful. They don't have to worry about holes in the dirt or batters digging in and making that ball bounce around. You really have good, especially for the home team, they have a good way to anticipate where that ball is going to be if it's low in the turf.
2-2 pitch, smack down to short. It's juggled there. And the throw is not going to be in time, so the run will score for Hopkins on a 2-out error. As it looked like, Peterson got over there in good position, but then just couldn't quite come up with it.
Yeah, I think it caught him up in the heel of the glove and bounced up into his chest. I mean, a good play to stick with it, good play by the first baseman here to scoop and show to the ump, but that little bobble costed them a run and that out at first base to get out of the inning here in the top of the first.
So Paul Safransky will bat now for the Royals. That one is over the outside corner for a strike. Safransky hitting .312. He's got 1 triple, a couple of home runs, 8 runs scored, 6 driven in. I remember talking to Coach Mikalakis right before the season. He said, honestly, we feel like offensively we might be as good as anybody in the state. Now the pitching depth is something that they didn't have. That one's a strike. Runner is going, and the throw is well off target there as they'll get a stolen base here. And actually, I was going to say, did they run for Charney? I got to double check. And now they're running for Charney, the catcher, after he swiped second.
Maybe a little strategy there. Down 0-1 in the count, send the runner, see what happens, and then you bring in the courtesy runner. But definitely caught the catcher off guard. Didn't have a good grip on the ball when he came up and didn't have a really strong throw. So really didn't have much of a chance to get that out down at second base.
Aaron Ani coming in to run here for Charney. 0-2 to Safransky as Anderson tries to work out of trouble here. And gets him to swing and miss. And so the Royals are done in the top of the first. They do get 1 run, 1 base hit. There was 1 error, and they leave 1. So after a half inning, it's 1-0 Hopkins. And the Orioles will get their first chance with the bats here as they try and come back and see if they can't get on the board here. Davis Wick, the left fielder, will lead it off. Then it's Brady Kwan in center, Spencer Peterson, the shortstop. Matthew Kitzman, who's probably been their best overall hitter so far in the cleanup spot. Hayden Del Castillo at third base, and Cole Botts at the right fielder. Brendan Kranz, the catcher. Derek Nims is the DH today, and Tyler Rose is the second baseman hitting ninth for Osseo. And the defensive lineup for the Royals: Schaefer at third base, Mikalakis at short, Chase Johnson at second base, Gabe Olson is at first, Mauser, Safransky, and Drack in the outfield, Drew Charney catching, and doing the pitching here for Hopkins is a right-hander, Sejan Chesson, who has pitched 5 1/3 innings this year. This is his 4th appearance, and his ERA is 5.25. He's allowed 7 hits with 3 walks and 6 strikeouts in his work so far. So second start.
You mentioned it in the top half of that first inning that it's nice to see pitchers throwing strikes. And it's a beautiful night. We love watching baseball. When it's good weather, it doesn't matter what pitchers are really doing, but it makes the game more fun to watch when pitchers are throwing strikes. I emphasize that with my little leaguers, that as a fan, as a parent, as a coach, the little things are what we really enjoy watching you do. And it's the goal of the pitcher to throw strikes. Now, not every count, not every pitch, you're supposed to throw a strike. You're supposed to stay around the plate. You're supposed to hit your spots. You're supposed to hit your zone. We saw a couple of counts earlier in the top half where it was 0-2 or 1-2, and you could waste a pitch. But to start the game, you want to be able to throw strikes, and then you kind of work the zone and make sure that the umpire knows that you're able to throw strikes when you're trying to.
So look at our weather here, and 17. I got to believe gust into more than that, right? I think. And
17 is the low end for sure.
Yeah. And I don't think we were at 80, probably at. Well, they're maybe starting to warm up, but I think it's actually dipped some from there even too, right? It feels like it anyway.
Yeah, I think before this wind really picked up, it was definitely hot and muggy. After that weather moved by, it was very muggy and very warm and still, but since the wind picked up, it kind of cooled things down.
Davis Wick up the middle. Mikalakis on the run will make the play. Boy, I was all set to say it's a leadoff hit for Osseo, and Maddox Mikalakis had other ideas, made that one look smooth as he cut across the middle, the chopper over the mound.
Yeah, University of Arizona is going to be happy to have this in their repertoire when they put fielders out at the University of Arizona. But that's the kind of stuff you see in players that just have that next level ability. They read the ball off the bat, they anticipate where it's going to go, and they make those tough plays look easy.
Brady Kwan, who's hitting .306 this year, .419 on base percentage here, and he will knock one down to short as well. Mikalakis, this time a one-hopper, and it'll get away. It was blocked by Olson, but he couldn't scoop it, so that one, we praised him the first one, but we'll have to go E6 there on Mikalakis. So 1 on, 1 out for Osseo, and Spencer Peterson will bat.
Yeah, he kind of came up a little light on the throw over there. You can see it come out of his hand. It was low. I bet you at Hopkins that's a pretty routine play. It bounces up, picks up a little speed on the artificial turf at Hopkins, but here in Osseo, catches that lip, and it bounces up on the first baseman.
Spencer Peterson, who's hitting .323 this year, takes that one high and in. So earlier on, Hopkins was hitting the ball to the center fielder. The first 2 Osseo guys have hit it to the shortstop. 2 nice pickups, but one, the throw was low from Mikalakis, so Kwan definitely a threat to run as well.
Batters must be picking up the ball well, hitting the ball right up the middle of the field is where you want to see your hitters hitting the ball.
That one nips the outside corner. It is a pretty good backdrop here with that black. I think that part helps.
I was going to ask, is that new? Because I know this backdrop here behind the catcher and the artificial turf around home plate is a few years old, and it's a great addition. But that backdrop in center field seems to be a nice addition.
Ooh, and this one is hit well out to left field, and that one is going to get to the fence. Kwan had to hold up, So he will be in at third. A booming double by Spencer Peterson. Thought that one actually had a chance to get out of here. As it is, it's a long double.
Yeah, definitely got a hold of that one. Put it out, short hop the fence, and solid contact. The wind may have brought it down a little bit, but he thought he had it.
Yeah, I think he did, didn't he?
You can feel it off the bat. You know, when you're a hitter, you can tell when you square it up, and you really don't even feel the ball. But that wind is going to not only push things from right to left, but it's probably going to bring things down as well.
And Matthew Kitzman takes a breaking ball for a strike. He is hitting .429 this year. And big, intimidating left-hand hitter. So they get the runner on an error and then a double to the fence and left. Now, if Quan had known all the way that it wasn't going to be caught, there's a chance he might score on that one. But in that spot, you can't, gamble that. You got to wait.
That's smart base running. You want to go halfway. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're going to get thrown out at first, especially with your cleanup hitter coming up next.
Good block there by Charney on that pitch in the, I was going to say dirt, but a really artificial turf they're on. And of course, Hopkins, as Drew said, plays their whole field is turf. So seeing a little bit of a hybrid situation here at Osseo where the mound and the plate area are turf and the rest is not. Kitzman, a little slow roller down the first baseline. Hopkins this early in the game with this score and everything, I don't think playing it up was even a consideration here. They'll allow a run to get an out here if it is a grounder at any, even at the corners, they're way back. Kitzman ripping a miss at that one. So a big strikeout there for out number 2 as they get one of Osseo's more dangerous hitters, and now Hayden Del Castillo will be the batter.
Yeah, it was a huge strikeout. You could see the first baseman was playing back in the grass. Third baseman was playing about even with the bag. So only chance they had to maybe have a play at the plate was if there was a hard hit ball to third base. But fortunately, they come in and get that strikeout.
Pitch up and out of the zone. Hayden trying to find himself offensively a little bit here, hitting at 172 so far, but a great opportunity here. Boy, this inning, if Hopkins gets out of it, it'll be a pretty big deal for them. If Osseo get even just a ground single somewhere through the infield, which should bring 2 home. That pitch hit him, I believe. No, must have hit the bat. Yeah.
I think he cut the knob of his bat. It's very close. Unfortunately, it didn't hit his hand, but unfortunately for him, it hit the knob of his bat, or just the small part of the bat to take a foul ball. Instead of going up 3-0, he's 2-1.
Ooh, nice breaking ball there, and that'll be a called third strike. So nasty stuff to get out of the inning. Osseo in the first, no runs, 1 hit. There was 1 Hopkins error and 2 left aboard. After an inning full, it is Hopkins 1 and Osseo nothing.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back here. Thanks for joining us for high school baseball on CCX. Hopkins leading Osseo 1-0 as we get set for the top half of the second inning. Kind of similar first innings a little bit there as an extra base hit and then an error by the shortstop for each team, but difference is Hopkins was able to get 1 run in where Osseo stranded a couple runners in scoring position. So again, we're both teams throwing pitchers who haven't thrown a whole lot this year, but you kind of, you like, for tonight, you like them to get the job done, but you also kind of want to see now, is this a guy I could use for an inning in the playoffs if needed, or or to maybe start the second game of a doubleheader if we needed to or something like that. So I think both coaches were kind of eager to see what their guys would do against pretty quality opponent.
Yeah, I remember back when CCX was Cable 12 and I was covering 12 sports and covering section baseball. That's really what it came down to, is having two solid starting pitchers and a decent reliever or two. The more relievers you had, the better. But if you had two solid starters that you could rely on, you had a really good chance to make a run through that section tournament.
Brock Zimmer, the hitter here, the DH for Hopkins. He has just had 2 hits and 7 at bats so far, so 286, some injury issue. And a cut and a miss here, and Anderson will get his second straight strikeout going back to the top of the first, and so Chase Johnson will be the batter.
Yeah, nice off-speed pitch there, kept him off balance, kept it up in the zone, which is a little bit dangerous, but if you change speeds and you throw it over the plate, you're going to have good luck.
I was kind of joking with Coach Michalakis about that. Sometimes you get a pitcher that nobody knows very well, and maybe they don't throw as hard or whatever. It can be a little bit hard. In theory, you'd think that'd be a pitcher that was easy to hit, but sometimes it's the other way around.
Yeah, if you can change up your speeds, and if you throw out your number one starter and then bring up a pitcher who can, throws at about 60%, it takes a while for batters to adjust because they're used to, a hard throwing pitcher, and then they have to change their timing.
Fly ball to short center there by Chase Johnson. Quan makes the catch as he already has 3 putouts in the game. And now Gabe Olson will be the batter here for Hopkins. Gabe, probably the Royals' best pitcher, and tonight in the lineup as the first baseman. He is just 3 for 27 as a hitter so far this year, but opportunity here as he fouls this one out of play.
Oh, almost took out the grill guy. That would have been a disaster. No more burgers for anybody here. It's all right.
That's probably my favorite thing about this park, is that they have the grill going always. I always kind of wonder, why more places don't do that. It seems like a relatively easy fundraiser. There's a liner into left field for a base hit, as Gabe Olson delivering a 2-out single here for Hopkins.
Yeah, going back to your grill guy, at St. Louis Park, we have towards the end of the game, they cook for all the baseball players, and then anybody who's around, if there's any leftovers, they always hand out all the extra hot dogs and burgers. It's great. People hang out. It creates a social environment, especially here downtown Osseo. For a small downtown, it brings people into the community, and they creates a ballpark experience.
Yeah, and they've been hosting some tournaments a little bit more and stuff here too after they upgraded this field, and I think they kind of view it as a way to showcase the school and the city a little bit too. And I think having concessions is a fantastic idea. Runner is going, swing and a miss. The throw down, not going to be quite in time, as the throw looked a little bit short as Rose, the second baseman, was up in front of the bag a little bit, and so Olson will steal it.
Yeah, I think the runner had a good jump there. Throw comes in a little short. Second baseman has to come up and get it. Nice outside slide by the runner to get in safe.
Swing and a miss there. Not to pick on the freshman catcher, but I think fair to say Hopkins has seen a couple throws and they think they can run on him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're going to be aggressive on the base paths, especially up one here.
1-2 here to Drac. Pops this one up. Peterson, the shortstop, gets underneath a very high pop-up and makes the catch. So Hopkins done in the second. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1. We go to the bottom of 2. It is 1-0 Royals.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back. Jason Mikalakis, the Hopkins head coach. His team leading at 1-0 as we go to the bottom half of the second. Osseo will have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters due. Jason, of course, got his team into the state tournament last year. And there's Joe Lavin, 4th season for Osseo. And they did not have an especially good high school season last year, but then we said we did so well in Legion play, and he came into this year saying, yeah, there's no reason we shouldn't be one of the better teams in the Northwest Suburban, and it's been a little hit or miss. They've had some clunkers along the way. That 28-0 Centennial game, first and foremost, but they've also won 8 of their 13. As Botzett driving this one. Diving try at it here, but not going to come up with it. Good effort, and Botzett will be aboard with a leadoff single as he strokes that ball, and laying out for it was Drack, but not quite able to come up with it.
Yeah, good solid contact to right center field. Kept it low so the right fielder didn't have much of a chance to track it down. Made a good diving attempt to get that ball, but it's just too short of in the field for him to catch that ball. Nice leadoff single for Osseo here.
Well, and I think it kind of shows, like, some of the hard hit balls tonight have been up in the air a little bit, and the wind has knocked them down. I think both coaches probably, I mean, obviously the kids already know it, but hit in line drives is generally going to give you a better chance for a base hit than some of the high majestic shots, especially when a night like tonight, it's going to be very difficult to put one over the fence.
Yeah, the wind is blowing 180 degrees the wrong way for them to hit the ball out of the park here in Osseo tonight. So you want to do what you can to keep that ball down low and hit line drives. You always want to hit live drives, but getting the ball up in the air, it's not really gonna get out of the park unless it's really hit well.
Grand squares and a bluff on the run, and then the throw goes into center, and Botzett right now going back and thinking, oh, if I had only run there, I would have been, but you couldn't know that was going to happen.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong there. Good secondary lead there by the runner, and good strong throw by the catcher, but nobody was there to cover and pick that ball up.
I have to wonder if there was possibly a missed sign there, because he squared the bunt and then took it. I think he thought the runner was going. And he called the batter out, but they're going to get together and discuss. Kranz's bunt hit him, but was he out of the batter's box? Home plate umpire said yes, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it's going to be a foul ball. Got some help from, let's take a look at this. Yeah, he's still in the box.
He's definitely still in.
Good work, I think, to right away realize, like, yeah, he might have seen it better, and no argument from Hopkins there. Squaring again. Now the throw to first. Did he get him? Yes. Olsen reaching back at him, and Botzett is called out. Interesting one. The throw got there long in advance, but then Olsen had to pivot. Let's see. Oh, Botzett.
Yeah, he's a good case.
Yeah, I think he was in. Yeah, he thought he was safe for sure there, and I would have to agree. And look at it again. Sometimes you see a play that looks so nicely done by the defense that you give them the benefit of the doubt, but
yeah,
not so sure on that one.
Ooh,
and Kranz was kind of tied up by that one in a swing and a miss, so 2 outs. And Derek Nims, the DH, will be the hitter. See if we can take another look at this one. Botzett was definitely a long ways off, and it was a nice catch and a nice sweep at him. But did he really get him?
He might have gotten the left hand. That's pretty close.
That was very close. That angle looked a lot different than the other one, didn't it?
Definitely, and that's where the umpire's positioned, is he sees that left hand, not the right hand in the head. He's seen that right hand, or the left hand. So that's probably, I mean, that's a good call, I think. I mean, when it's that close of a call in high school sports, you can't be too upset. They don't have the benefit of replay. They can't go back and change things.
And that's one of those where even just looking at two different replays, I almost had a different answer to whether he was safe or not. So
yeah, from where we were in the other angle, it looked like he was definitely safe, but that was good agility by the first baseman there to tag his left hand. That was the closest hand he could get to. Fortunately, he got the call there.
Nims lifting one high out to center field. Again, that wind is an issue, but Safransky sticking with it. He'll make the catch. The Orioles are done in the second. No runs, one hit, no errors, and no one left on. We'll go to inning 3. It's 1-0 Hopkins here on CCX Sports.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Welcome back here to Memorial Field next to Osseo High School. Along with Drew Keogh, I'm Jay Wilcox. Hopkins leading Osseo 1-0 as we head to the top of the third. Top of the order coming up here for the Royals. Schaefer, Mauser, and Michalakis to face Zach Anderson. Schaefer flied to center field his first time up. The first 3 hitters hit the ball pretty hard in the first inning. 2 of them were caught by Quan, the center fielder. The other one from Mauser fell in for a double. That one is over for a strike. And I don't want to jinx anything, Drew, but both pitchers so far, you'd say so far so good.
That. You can't
well,
say that,
no,
Jay.
I mean,
I thought about that about an inning ago too. I was like, I can't say anything yet. It's too early. But yeah, they're throwing strikes. That's what you want to see them do.
Down to short. Peterson up with it, and he will throw Schaefer out. 6-3 to start the third, and Jack Mauser will be the batter.
Yeah, pretty routine play. Put the ball on the ground. Nice play by the shortstop there. Good big target over at first base and got that first out of the inning.
Yeah, and after Peterson had an earlier error, he's kind of eager to get another ball like that and make a play on it. Mauser tagged the ball a long way to left center last time up and got a double out of it. And he scored the only run of the game so far.
Yeah, when you said his name, it kind of rang a bell, and then you brought up the section playoffs. Now I remember, oh man, he had a huge section tournament last year.
Yeah, and he wasn't necessarily one of the guys that I really knew the name that much coming into that, but he really showed he could hit a little bit. And I've talked with both of these coaches, at the start of this season about this, how much that Legion experience could really help some of the guys that, just got opportunities to play a lot of ball for one, but also to face some good teams from other parts of the state or other states even eventually in that regional. And it can do nothing but help, I think, to have played those extra games.
Not only repetition and experience, but that confidence building, knowing that you have the talent to play at that next level, to play at Legion state tournament, have a chance to go to nationals. That's almost us, Jay. Ooh, that poor dog. Doesn't even know. He's looking for the ball.
I lost sight of it there.
Didn't get the world famous hot dog grill, so that's good. But I heard him advertising Osceo's world famous hot dogs here. But back to that Legion experience for Hopkins and for Osseo too. It's an opportunity to play against some of the best competition, not only within your region but the state, and then having that chance to play at a national level, or being that close to having that opportunity.
Called third strike there as Anderson nipping the outside corner about the knees. So Mauser down on strikes. Mauser did not think so, but so Michalakis will be the hitter here. He flied to center his first time up.
Those shades though, whew, killer.
Fouls the first pitch back. Of course, the teams I did Osseo softball a week ago too at the same 7 o'clock start, and they have to deal with the different, changing light conditions throughout the game here. Well, obviously now we're kind of in that in-between time where the sun's still out, but then the lights are on, and then you just sort of make that transition into where the lights are fully taking effect. But right now it's kind of in that in-between time. Peterson, the shortstop, a long run. Oh, and he hangs on and makes the catch. He had to battle that one, but he stays with it and makes the grab. And then I think it was his sunglasses that fell off, and I thought, oh, I hope the umpire's not going to be fooled and think that was the ball. But Peterson hangs on. So the Royals go quickly in the third. No runs, no hits, and no one left, courtesy of this nice catch by the shortstop, Peterson.
Yeah, great play.
Hopkins holding a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the third. Osseo will have the 9-1 and 2 hitters coming up. That means Tyler Rose, second baseman, leading things off here for the Orioles. Looking to bunt his way on, but instead fouls it straight back. Sejan Chesson has worked the first 2 innings, has given up 2 hits, no runs, and fanned 3. Showing a pretty good curveball at times, too.
Yeah, it's a nice out pitch for him to get that strikeout when he's up in the count. It's had a sharp breaking ball.
0-2 here to Rose. You would like to start the inning by getting the 9-hitter before he goes to work on the top of the order. Oh, that one hits him.
When you're down 0-2, you'll take that in the cleats. As long as it doesn't hit your ankle or your knee, you're okay. Get on base to the 9-hitter, that's what you're supposed to do. Took it right off the cleats.
Off the left fielder, number 25, Davis Wick.
It looked like it missed the ankle bone too, which that was another one that could get you, but it looked like it didn't hurt him really. And so Davis Wick will be the batter. Wick hit a bouncer up the middle that Mikalakis made a nice play on. So 0 for 1.
Now I just hope he doesn't trip on that stirrup that's falling on his shoe.
Squared as if the bunt, takes it for a ball. Hopkins has swiped a couple of bases already, but we'll see if Osseo, I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't something going, whether it be a bunt or straight steal. That one hit the outside corner, 1-1.
Give you an idea of how hard the wind is blowing at the upper atmosphere. You can see those ducks out there flapping their wings as fast as possible, and they can't even move to the west.
Toss over to first. Olsen reaching for it, makes the catch. Again, squaring, pushes it foul though down the first base line.
You would assume the bunt sacrifice is off here with 2 strikes, as a foul ball bunt would be an out. So you want to do what you can to put the ball in play. Anything to do to make contact, anything close to the plate.
And Rose saw his teammate Batsett be picked off by this catcher Charney last inning too, so he probably be a little careful. Ooh, a wicked curveball swing and a miss there as Wick with 2 strikes looking to protect, and that pitch was almost unhittable. I mean, it was in the dirt and outside. So 1 out, and Brady Kwan will hit.
Yeah, it was a tough pitch to put in play. It started off the outside corner of the plate, broke down and out of the zone.
Kwan reached on an error by Mikalakis, the shortstop, the first time, takes a strike here.
That kind of fastball right there is what sets up that breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. Is if you can throw strikes on the outside low part of the plate, you can come back with that breaking ball, it's going to make them think they got to protect the plate, but they have no chance to hit a breaking ball when it starts at that spot.
And Quan drills this one to left field. It's a fair ball. It's cut off immediately. Bobbled though. And here comes the throw to third. It is in time. Rose maybe making a bit of a gamble. I thought it was going to pay off when it was bobbled, but he is still cut down coming into third. So Quan will get a single, and then he moves up to second on that throw going to third as Rose thrown out.
Yeah, I think there was a slight hesitation around second base, and when he saw the bobble, he kept going, but nice strong throw by the left fielder to get it to the third baseman, get the tag.
Spencer Peterson will be the hitter. Yeah, I went from thinking this is a bad gamble to when it was juggled, then I thought, oh, he's probably going to make it. But you're right, Mauser putting a strike on there. That's the nice thing there is where he was at. It's not really that long of a throw. It isn't like you could count on a bad throw from that distance.
And he didn't have to really put too much effort into really trying to overthrow it. He just made a strong, solid throw to the third baseman and got the out.
There's a strike. Peterson hit a double his first time up, a ball that we thought, I shouldn't say I thought might get out. On a different night, it might have too.
Yeah, I was with you.
Spencer thought so too.
He definitely thought it was. He put his fist up and then realized that it wasn't going to get out.
Another strike there.
That's that fastball on the outside part of the plate that he's getting the call, so you want to stay out there as much as possible. Tough for a hitter to put that in play and really drive it. The only thing they can do is put it to the right side of the field.
1-2 pitch. That one is outside. Osseo trying to tie it up. A runner at second, but 2 outs. Time called. You can see on that center field shot just how windy it is. Trying to keep it still out there is a kind of a tall order.
Yeah, there's nothing protecting that stand out there with the camera. They're bouncing around. Here we have a little bit of protection, but out there you're exposed to the wind quite a bit.
Another 2-2 pitch here to Peterson. Breaking ball hammered. Joe Lavin wisely not trying to bare hand that one.
Nice job there by Peterson by protecting the plate. He kind of pulled up and acted like he was going to kind of bail out and take that as a ball, but then he realized it was a nice breaking ball. It was probably going to catch the inside part of the plate, turned on it, and put it down the third baseline to stay alive.
I think it's generally been a pitcher's strike zone tonight too here. They're getting the benefit of on pitches that are close.
Just missed it.
Popping this one out to right field. Again, that wind, or center field, I should say, Safransky coming on. And he will make the catch. So, again, Osseo threatens but doesn't score in the third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left aboard. After 3 innings full, it's 1-0 Hopkins.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here as we go to inning number 4 here at Osseo. Drew Charney, Paul Safransky, Brock Zimmer will hit for Hopkins. They're 4, 5, and 6 hitters.
All right, in this 4th inning underway at the plate for the Royals. Number 8, a catcher, Drew Charney.
Charney reached on an error by the shortstop Peterson his first time up. In on the hands and a little pop up here, and Del Castillo, the third baseman, will make the catch for out number 1. And Safransky will be the hitter.
Yeah, better away for number 5. Center fielder, Paul Safransky.
Safransky, a strikeout victim his first time through. And skies this one out just at the edge of the grass. Oh boy, a long run. Oh, we talked about the wind. Tyler Rose staying with it to make the catch. And you see, he's like, oh boy. Honestly, when that ball was first hit, I thought it was going to be to the right fielder, and I think maybe Rose might have thought that too. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh my gosh, where is it?
Yeah, he ends up with a snow cone catch. But hey, he made the out. Looked clean in the book, but a little rush there.
Brock Zimmer taking ball there, and we can tell, you know, on TV it might be hard to tell that, but believe me, any ball in the air tonight is an adventure for the fielders. So Tyler Rose doing a nice job sticking with that one, and that's one thing that you have to kind of mentally figure too, Drew, is that, you know, you're just so used to repetition-wise, you get a feel for where the ball is going to go, and then you just kind of read it and go from there. And you have to remind yourself to keep looking at it and not kind of just assume you know where it's going to be. This one is hit well out to right center, but Kwan drifting over, and he will make the catch. And another 1-2-3 inning work by Anderson. Royals in the fourth, no runs, no hits, and no one left. We go to the bottom of the fourth, still at 1-0 Hopkins.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
We head to the bottom of the fourth on a nice but windy night here at Osseo. Hopkins getting a run in the first inning, and that stood up so far here as we have Kitzman, Del Castillo, and Botzett, the 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up for Osseo here in the fourth. They've had at least one runner every inning, but so far have not scored, and that one taken for a strike. Kitzman struck out his first time up as we said, both pitchers have looked pretty solid out here tonight.
Yeah, Osseo had a really good chance to score in that first inning. Unfortunately, Kitzman was struck out. In the last inning, they kind of run themselves out of a really good scoring opportunity with him, the heart of their order, coming out and getting that second out at third base.
That one's way outside, so 2-1 count here to Kitzman, the first baseman for the Orioles. Thought about it, but didn't go, and it's 3-1.
Good hitters count here, and a lot of field, a lot of open grass down there on the right field line. So if he can pull it down there, he can have a chance to get 2 or 3.
Pops it up the other way. This one will get out of play.
You know, going to that, back to the impact of the wind tonight. It's hard to tell on TV because you can only see things, but you feel it. Line drives are the easiest played ball tonight. We saw that last out, and at the top of the fourth was a line drive to the center field. An easy play for Quinn. That pop fly to second base was tough to play.
That one's in the dirt, and Kitzman will draw a walk. First walk issued tonight for either guy, and Kitzman aboard to start the fourth.
Leadoff batter out for number 22, the third baseman, Hayden Del Castillo.
Del Castillo, strikeout victim, his first time up as well here. Kitzman, a good all-around player. I'm going to venture to say he's probably not their fleetest runner at that size, but see if they're going to get anything going on the bases. Squared and takes a strike. Osseo, in the couple times when they've, looking to maybe bunt, haven't executed very well so far yet either. Bunting it here, but back to the pitcher. He thought about going to second, but then juggled it. Throw to first instead. He'll get the out. That one was bunted a little harder than they would have liked, but then the juggle by Chesson made him think twice about going to second with it.
Yeah, good, calm, composed play there by Chesada. He was going to have the out at second base, bobbled it, realized that he didn't have a chance at second base. Might as well get that one out at first base, not put yourself in a big jam. Get one out of here in the bottom of the fourth.
Botts at the hitter. Looks at a ball here. He had a sharp single his first time up, but then was picked off by the catcher, getting too far off first base. So a runner at second and one out here for Osseo as they try and tie it up. Breaking ball is over for a strike.
It's a good success, that breaking ball, when he has good command on it. It's a good pitch.
Ooh, Mikalakis handles the tough hop and he'll throw him out. Nice play. Kitzman does advance over to third, but that one could have easily been into left field, and instead he gets an out of it.
Yeah, one of the harder hit balls we've seen tonight. Nice play by Mikalakis there, and again, makes that fields the ball cleanly, knows he has time because the ball was hit that hard, makes a good, accurate throw over to first base to get the second out.
So Brendan Kranz will be the hitter now with 2 outs. Breaking ball tapped foul there. One pitch is a curveball down low. Charney with the nice block there.
Yeah, nice block. Go to your knees, use that chest protector, keep that ball in front of you. The runner's not going to advance. I was going to say it's important here for Kitzman to get that good, strong secondary lead, because anything that makes it to the grass, you want to have a chance to score.
Ooh, Charney, a nice backhand pickup there. Boy, it gives you a lot of confidence that you can use any of your pitches when you have a good catcher back there.
Yeah, it's a key part. I mean, at the younger level, everybody wants to play catcher because that's where the ball is. But when you get to the higher levels, you don't have as much action. But when you have a good, strong catcher back there, it's a really big advantage.
Foul there by Kranz as he probably swung on a ball there, but 2-2 here. Oof, just got a piece of that one. I think pitcher thought he was going to be ready to walk into the dugout there. He thought he was going to get the strikeout, but just got a piece of it.
Yeah, I think that literally caught the end part of the bat, the tip of the bat.
Another 2-2. Breaking ball and a little soft liner. Mikalakis able to get to it, and he'll throw him out. So a couple nice plays defensively help Hopkins get out of it. No runs, no hits, or no errors, 1 left on. We have completed 4 innings here at Memorial Field. It stays 1-0 Hopkins.
I'm a first-generation Filipino American. You don't always feel you're a part of the country you live in. It's this weird middle space sometimes that you have to live inside of. But when you meet others that are also living in that space, you'll learn to know that it's its own unique space too.
Here we go to inning number 5 on CCX. The 7, 8, 9 spots coming up for Hopkins, Johnson, Olson, and Drack. As Zach Anderson still on the hill here for Osseo, and not only has he been getting outs, but he hasn't, really been going to a lot of deep counts and everything too. So I'm guessing before the game they maybe wouldn't necessarily have thought he'd still be on the hill in the 5th, but his pitch count isn't terribly high, and he's done well, and has retired the last 7 hitters in a row. So, and that one is just foul as Chase Johnson turned on that one. Johnson flied to the center fielder Kwan his first time up.
Yeah, back to the pitchers tonight. Both have been very efficient, getting strikes, throwing strikes, and getting outs when they needed to. And it shows with the 1-0 score here in the 5th inning.
Well, I like the way the umpire's been willing to call strikes too. I mean, sure, when you're a hitter, you don't love it if it's like 2 inches outside and it's still a strike or whatever. But I think it just kind of helps the the overall feel of the game if you kind of establish that I want the people to be hitting when they come up there, and you know, nobody really comes to a game to watch walks, I don't think. This one hit hard off of Kitzman. He might still have time, and he will get the play as Anderson over to cover. Wow, Kitzman, that one really got on him in a hurry, but the good news is that he had time to still recover and make the play, and obviously Anderson didn't be a spectator. He got over there too.
Yeah, nice play here by Kitzman to knock that ball down. Kind of caught the lip and bounced up on him, but he used his chest, knocked that ball, kept it down in front of him to the right, and he hustled over to get the out and get it over to the pitcher who was covering first base. Good play.
So Gabe Olson will be the batter. He singled his first time up and stole second. Said he hasn't been hitting real well. He's their best pitcher, but got his confidence going a little bit maybe with that first hit. And Kitzman willing to give up his body for that. That got there in a hurry. That was a tough one. This one is hard hit as well. Peterson flags it down, then a low throw, but dug out by Kitzman. And Osseo making back-to-back nice plays defensively here to begin the fifth. 2 gone, and Drac will be the hitter. Look at Peterson, great pickup, and then he kind of rushed the throw a little bit, but he's happy his first baseman helped him out.
Yeah, nice play by Peterson there to get that ball. And that's what you teach your middle infielders, is you want to throw it on a line low, not high. And if you throw it low, you rely on your first baseman to dig it out of the dirt. If you throw it high, there's nothing they can do. So you try and make sure they throw it straight and low, if anything, not high.
Drac takes a strike, and I think being a left-handed first baseman certainly helped that where that throw was too. That's a tougher play if the glove's on the other hand and you're having to backhand it. There's a strike.
Going back to the efficiency of these pitchers. Nice framing by the catcher here. He's working that outside corner of the plate and snapping that ball in, and Anderson seems to have a little bite tail in on his fastball that's coming back towards these right-handed hitters. He's kind of got like a 3/4 arm slot when he delivers the ball.
That one outside. Jackson Drac popped to the shortstop Peterson his first time up. Fouls this one out of play.
You can see good consistency there by Anderson to stay on that outside corner, low at the knees. You can see the catcher's kind of setting up in the outside corner. You can tell when he sets up where that pitch is expected to be, and if he hits that spot, the umpire is going to reward him and say, all right, that's where they were trying to throw it, outside corner of the plate. Looks like a breaking ball off speed pitch.
This one is hit on a line, and that'll be a single to left field here. Ninth hitter Jackson Drac stroking a solid hit here for the Royals. Their first hit since the second inning, and only their third hit overall. Charlie Schaefer will be the batter.
Yeah, you can see the catcher set up on the outside corner of the plate. Looked like it was going to be an off-speed pitch by the sign from the catcher, and he left that over the middle part of the plate, easy to square that pitch up and put it on left field for the hitter.
Schaefer 0 for 2 so far, but he'll hit with a runner on first, and boy, a pretty aggressive lead there by Drac. I gotta believe they might try and run him. They've already stolen 2 bases against the young catcher, Kranz. And it certainly has a feel that he might be thinking about going here. And time called Anderson. That's one of your weapons as a pitcher, is to hold the ball a little bit longer, not let him time you up good.
Interesting to watch him watch the runner over his back shoulder when he comes to a set here. He's either looking at his middle infielder for a direction or somehow looking over his back shoulder, which is not traditional.
And skied out to short center field. Kwan coming on, and he will make the catch. And so Anderson getting out of a little trouble. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left aboard as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It remains 1-0 Hopkins.
Owen, when you came into my life, it was a whirlwind.
I just can't do it.
We didn't know what the future would hold, but we knew you would always be a part of it. Adopting you was the best decision in our life. And I am so proud to call you my son.
Aaron Ani coming on in relief here for Hopkins after Chesson works 4 innings. Ani so far is 0-2 with a 2.52 ERA. 8 in the 3rd innings. He has allowed 8 hits with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. He's also hit a couple of batters, so he's made 1 start. This is his 4th appearance overall. Definitely think they got what they wanted out of the starter Chesson, though. He was good. Both of them actually have been.
Yeah, good strong breaking ball. Got key outs when he needed to. Osseo had a couple chances there in the top or the bottom of the 1st, and then a couple innings ago when they ran themselves out a good opportunity with the heart of their order coming up. But nice pitching there by Chesson to keep his team up 1-0 through 4.5.
Nims, Rose, and Wick, the 8-9 one-hitters coming up here for Osseo in the 5th. You see Derek flied out to the center fielder. Safransky is first time through the order. New pitcher, obviously, with Ani coming in. Missing away with that one, so 2-0. That one catches the inside corner, so 2 balls and a strike here to Nims, who's the DH in the Osseo lineup. Ooh, chased a high fastball there, 2-2.
Definitely chased one there. Out of the 4 pitches, 3 of the 4 have been right there for Ani on the outside, upper, off the plate. Not really strikes, but he chased one there to even the count, 2-2.
High tapper, foul ball here, so stays at 2-2. There's Rose, the on-deck hitter. And a little tapper check swing. Ani with a nice play to get to that and throws him out. Good agility and quickness by the pitcher Ani there. That was going to be a tough play if it gets by him, because in a long run in for either the third baseman or shortstop.
Yeah, not really a high chopper, but a decent chop to that one. And in the grass, it's not going to move that quick. But nice play off the mound, check swing there, put it in play with 2 strikes. That's what you got to do. But nice agility there by the pitcher to set his feet. Kind of slipped a little bit, but stayed on his feet and made a good strong throw over to first.
Tyler Rose, the batter now. And that'll be a foul ball. He was hit by a pitch last time, his only time up in the 3rd, and then eventually was thrown out trying to go from 1st to 3rd on a ball down the left field line, which looked like he was maybe going to get away with his gamble because the left fielder bobbled it, but then Mauser threw him out. Breaking ball over for a strike.
Yeah, you usually don't see going from 1st to 3rd when the ball's hit to the left field, but when the left fielder bobbled that ball, good aggressive play, but I think there was a little hesitation coming around second base, which cost him in the end.
There's a called 3rd strike as Ani will get the K here for the 2nd out. And Davis Wick will be the batter now for Osseo. And I think both coaches probably, when guys are getting back to the dugout, are telling them, it's been a pretty decent sized zone tonight. You got to be ready.
Yeah, pitchers have been around the plate and they've been getting those calls, so got to protect the plate and can't wait for anything too perfect down the middle of the plate.
Taken for a ball here, Davis Wick, a ground out and a strikeout in his first 2 appearances at the plate tonight. Fastball over the outer half there. One offering from Ani here is a little bit outside, so 2-1. And breaking ball misses low, so 3 balls and a strike. Wick trying to get on and give Kwan a chance here with still a 1-0 deficit. There, the fastball in the inner part of the plate for a strike, and now runs full. Swing and a miss. It's off the tip of Charney's glove. He'll have to throw down, and it is wide. And then it gets past the right fielder as well, and Wick is going to go all the way around to third. Well, how do you like that? He strikes out, but he'll reach third.
Yeah, not a good strong throw by the catcher. They kind of crossed the base paths. He had a really easy throw to the outside part of first base. If he makes a decent throw to first base, they get out of the inning, but ball gets by the first baseman, scoots by the right fielder. You see it pop out of his glove. He has plenty of time to get the throw down to first base, but throws it inside the base, crosses up the first baseman, gets by the first baseman, scoots by the right fielder, and with speed at the top of the order, Wick easily scoots down to third base now in the scoring position.
Kwan is the hitter, and a cut and a miss there. He's been on twice, reached on an error, and then had a sharp single in the third. So Osseo trying to take advantage there of that throwing error by the catcher, Charney.
And if you're on it, you don't want to press here. You just want to keep throwing strikes. Don't put yourself in a position to let Osseo tie this game on something unfortunate that has already happened.
Skies it back foul and out of play. There's a look at Brady's dad there, Bill Kwan, the activities director here at Osseo and former volleyball coach. We appreciate all of his help, one of our favorite guys to work with for sure. Popping this one up, and the catcher Charney is going to have the chance to make up for that throw, and he'll do it. It wasn't easy, but he sticks with it and gets the out. So Osseo done in the 5th. No runs, no hits. There was 1 error and a runner left at third base. So we go to inning number 6. We stay at 1-0 Royals.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You will also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
And welcome back here to Osceo's Memorial Field as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Hopkins will have the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. They have led 1-0 all the way since the first inning. We've had some good defensive plays along the way. We've had some base runners, but generally pretty well pitched game here. And obviously it's still at 1-0. Mauser smoked a double in the first inning and then took a called third strike in the third. Zach Anderson still on the hill here for Osseo. First pitch was up high for a ball there. Ooh, and that one catches the outside corner for strike 1. Mauser driving this one a long way out to left field. It's off the fence. And Mauser will stride into second with his second double of the night. And there again, on another night, less windy, that one may very well have been out. You could hear the loud clank off the fence.
It looks like he caught it off the end of the bat, not the sweet spot, but hit it well enough. Good power there from the legs and the core to put that ball off the fence and get a leadoff double here.
And they're at a good spot in their order to try and add to that 1-0 lead, too. They got the 3-4 hitters coming up here. Mikalakis, who's been retired actually twice tonight, though. He's 0 for 2. And he drives this one to center field, and that one is going to be over Kwan's head. Mauser will come around. Let's see, here's a throw, and he's in safely. Double for Mikalakis. He had to hold up a little bit to be sure that one wasn't going to be caught, and Osseo did a pretty good job getting it back in a hurry, and almost a perfect throw. It would have been very close, but instead it was a little bit low, and it's an RBI double for Mikalakis.
Yeah, that ball was crushed. He smoked that one. That ball cut through any of the wind that's out there, and it got Quan right away. I don't think he had any chance to make that play. One hops the fence. Good job to get the ball in. Good strong throw. May have had to play at the plate and gotten the out, but good base running there by Hopkins to get that second run across the plate.
Drew Charney takes a strike, and Mauser has got to be a little sigh of relief because he would have never heard the end of it from his teammates if he didn't score on a double when he was already on second. But that ball got out there in such a hurry too.
Yeah, you could tell the difference between the ball that Mauser hit. He kind of caught the end of the ball, and the one Mikalakis hit, you could hear. It's a different sound. It sounds like you're hitting a piece of wood. So he hit the sweet spot of the ball, or the bat, and it drove it right over Quan's head. Cut right through that wind. It was low. He had no chance to track that ball down.
High with that one.
You know, third time through this order for Hopkins to see this pitcher and try and pick up that ball coming out of his arms. He doesn't have the traditional over-the-top throw, kind of three-quarter slot, so trying to pick it up better here.
Outside with that one. There was some quick moment of was it going to be, because a lot of those have been strikes tonight, but I think it was outside. Oh, that one looked like it hit him up high, didn't it? Or?
Yeah, I think got his hand. Fat part of his hand, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it got his hand.
Plate umpire is going to check with the base umpire whether.
No, it got his finger, it looked.
Might have been off the. Well.
The catcher caught it, so that'd be foul ball strike 3, huh?
Yes. You're right. Going to be a foul ball and a strikeout.
That's a tough play, because if he checks swings, gosh, that's, yeah, it catches his knuckles.
It almost looked like it could have hit the knob of the bat. But if you're gripping the bat and you're swinging,
yeah,
even if it catches your hand a little bit.
That's true. Any way that is played, that's an out. Correct.
So Safransky will be the hitter. That one is a strike. Safransky 0 for 2, and he didn't like that one. It was, again, a little extended maybe.
Yeah.
That one definitely a strike, and it's 0-2.
You know, you could think back to that last out. I mean, hand is part of the bat. If it hits the bat and you're not trying to swing, it's still a foul ball. So any way that ball deflects off the hand or the bat and it's caught on 2 strikes, that's an out.
Yeah, and I still wasn't sure that it didn't hit the knob of the bat anyway. But you're right. Just even if it's his hands as he comes in through this, strike zone there. I know as a hitter you don't like that, but I think it probably was the right call. Chopper down to third. He made a swipe at the runner but did not get him. And I don't think that was necessarily a bad play though, because he wasn't going to have time to get the out at first anyway. And Mikalakis, nice job sliding to the outside of the bag.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a smart play there by the third baseman. High chopper, not hard hit. Speed out of the box to try and make that play at third base. Nice slide by Mikalakis to stay outside the base paths. Make it a tough play for the third baseman to swipe and tag and get the out.
So Brock Zimmer will hit. Runners at the corners and 1 out here. Hopkins has already scored once in the inning. So Fransky more than likely is going to take off here from first. He does. It's a strike, and they're not even going to bother with him.
Chance for Hopkins to really break this one open with a single here and bring in 2 more runs.
Yeah, and they've got a couple chances to do it, only one out. Rip and a miss there. Zimmer has gone 0 for 2 here tonight, but he would love to put one in play and bring at least one or both of those runners in. Outside with that one.
Yeah, it's the thing in this position. You're down 1-2 in the count. You don't need to drive one too hard. Just put it up in the air, give the runner at third base a chance to tag, or put it on the right side of the infield. The infield's in on the grass, so you have more chance to punch it through the infield. Here you go.
And it is a rope out to center field. Throw back in, let's see, safe. And they did not score the run as Mikalakis held up at third on the play. So a line out to center field. Kwan making a nice catch. And now Mikalakis, you're thinking, should he have probably scored on this one?
Yeah, definitely a well-hit ball. Nice play by Kwan. Took a little off, wasn't sure who was covering the bag. Nice job by the runner to get back to second base. But if you're Mikalakis, you should be sitting on that bag at third base knowing you're going to score no matter what.
Chase Johnson is the hitter. And it gets away. And now Mikalakis will score anyway. And he's probably happy about that because I would say possibly a base running error to not have scored on the previous. But he is in on a pass ball here.
Yeah, it's a learning lesson. That's one of those things where you go back, you're probably not going to watch tape. Maybe they will watch tape. Maybe they'll watch this game and say, here's the situation. You got to understand the situation. When that ball's hit to center field, you're going to score if it's down. You should be ready to score if it's in the air. Fortunately for him, a pass ball allows him to come in and score that third run of the game for Hopkins.
Chase Johnson fouls the first pitch away. So now a 3-0 Royals lead. And again, keep in mind, too, Safransky, of course, moved up to third on that play as well. So anything else that gets away here would could bring in another run. Fouled away. Johnson fly to center, and then last time hit that hard one hopper that went off the chest of the first baseman Kitzman, but he recovered to flip to the pitcher to get Johnson out. Johnson driving this one out to right field, and it'll hang up, and the catch made. But the Royals do add to their lead as they get a couple of runs in the inning on 3 base hits, no errors, and 1 left aboard. We go to the bottom of the 6th, now 3-0 Hopkins.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back here to Memorial Field, home of the Osseo baseball team, and not just varsity levels, of course, other high school and summer teams get, boy, I feel like every time I drive by on 81 in the, spring and summer, there's always somebody playing here, it feels like. So they've done some good upgrades here, and it's been a good ball game here tonight as well, Drew. We got a windy night for sure, but overall pretty well played game, and Hopkins leading at 3-0. Osseo 2 more at bats. And they've got their 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up here in the 6th against Aaron Ani, who is in his 2nd inning of relief now for Hopkins. You see the wind died down maybe a little bit, but still definitely strong.
Yeah, it's definitely died down. It's cooled down quite a bit too, but still a beautiful night out. The grass is dry. It's spring in Minnesota. You can only hope for what you get. It's not raining, so we're out playing baseball. You can't complain.
Peterson hit a double his first time up and trying to start the inning with a drop down a bunt. They're playing way back, and if he were able to put one exactly where he wanted to, there would be no chance to get him out. Although at the same time, I think if you're Hopkins, you're saying, if your number 3 hitter is going to bunt, well, that's fine with us.
Yeah.
Ani just missing with that one, so Ball on a strike here. Osseo trying to get something going. Haven't had a whole lot of offense tonight, obviously, at 0 runs. Lifted out to center field. Safransky has it measured, and he will make the catch. And I like when I was there for practice, I was asking Coach, can you point out Safransky? He said, he's the one with the ugly turquoise glove.
It does stick out. It definitely sticks out.
I kind of like it.
I remember when I was growing up in the Hopkins baseball program, I had a solid blue glove. I thought it was the coolest thing out there. I don't know where it went, but it's fun to have a different colored glove and not be the traditional.
I had a red glove for a little while when I was young, and I don't, it was pretty unusual then.
Yeah. It's not the black or the brown or the tan.
Matthew Kitzman, the hitter here, a strikeout and a walk. That one's over for a strike.
Ooh. It's a good miss.
Wow.
Just on the outside.
For as big as one we've had tonight, that one sure looked like it was straight from here. Ani would agree, and Kitzman's going, okay, it was about time a hitter got one. That one is a called third strike.
I think
and down he goes.
Same spot,
yeah,
same spot.
I think you're right. So 2 outs.
2 away now for number 22, third baseman Hayden Del Castillo.
Yeah, it's a little low, but nice job framing by the catcher. Doesn't move too much, just kind of snaps that glove in place. Doesn't give the umpire too much of a worry that he missed a spot and got the call. Same spot. Just a right-handed hitter, exact same spot this time.
Hayden's gone 0 for 2.
As you're teaching pitchers how to throw strikes, that's the best spot to pitch. You want to hit that outside corner low, because it really opens up a lot of opportunities, because then you can throw inside pitches. It makes it feel like it's way inside, but it's catching the inside corner of the plate. If you're able to throw your fastball on the outside part of the plate, then that breaking ball becomes much more deceiving when it's out there and it falls off the corner of the plate and it's almost unhittable.
The other thing with that is it's hard to really do a lot of damage with a pitch that's there too. Even if the hitter's going to time it up well and get a good swing, he might be able to deliver a base hit, but probably not just crush it and drive it out.
Yeah, you want to be able to, as a hitter, you want to push those balls to the right side of the field if you're a right-handed hitter. For a left-handed hitter, you hit the left field, but you got to go opposite field. You see hitters like Mike Trout or Jose Abreu. I mean, those kind of guys are just so big, and they're the best of the best in the world. But when they really hit the ball the best they can, they hit it to right center field for Trout, and that's where the most power is just to the right side of second base, because you're letting that ball get deep in the box and you're using all your power and putting that into that ball and that swing that goes into the ball.
Ani tried to get him to chase a breaking ball there, but 2-2 now. Fights that one off and fouls it into the screen. Does make it a more, we'll get the 2-2 pitch here first before and a rip and a miss and down on strikes. We'll talk more about that as the inning resumes here. No runs, no hits, and no one left for Osseo in the 6th. We head to inning number 7. It is 3-0 Hopkins.
The top of the 7th for the Royals, Olson, Drack, and Schaefer.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
new pitcher for Osseo is Eli Larson, loosening up here for the 7th, but a good start though by Zach Anderson. He goes 6 innings, ends up allowing better through 5 when he'd only allowed that 1 unearned run, but then gave up a couple in the 6th. But still, all in all, a very good outing for him. And we go to the top of the 7th with Gabe Olson leading it off here for Osseo against Larson. Gabe 1 out of 2. Ooh, big curveball here from Larson. Starts him with a strike. That was with that 12-6 drop.
Much different pitch than they've seen from the first 6 innings of this game.
Comes back with another. This one nips the outside corner, so 0-2. Another one. Oh, and that foul tip will look like it went off the bare hand of the catcher. Crans a little bit.
3 great breaking balls to start off this inning for Larson. Much different arm slot delivery for this Osseo pitcher versus what Zach Anderson was doing for the first 6 innings of the game, kind of that 3/4 slot. Larson comes straight over the top with a 12-6 curveball.
Comes right back with it, and it's a called 3rd strike. Wow, not that often that you see 4 straight curveballs and able to get the strikeout.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect to come out down 3-0. Your job is to throw strikes. And, maybe that's his number 1 pitch. For some pitchers, they feel more comfortable throwing that breaking ball, and whatever it is, Larson has that pitch going tonight.
Goes fastball here. Jackson Drack, a grounder. Peterson up with it. He'll throw him out. Quickly 2 gone here in the top of the 7th, and now the top of the order here for Hopkins as Schaefer will bat.
Yeah, key here for Larson to get this 3rd out. So you don't want Mauser in the heart of the order for Hopkins to get up and make this game even more difficult as you head into the bottom half of the 7th inning here. You want to keep that score 3-0 to give your hitters a chance to come back and tie, if not win the game.
Yeah, it's already going to be tough at 3. If they're able to add to it, it'd be even a taller order, I think, for them. But so far, so good for Larson through 2 hitters. Fastball missing here to Schaefer, who is 0 for 3. Made some pretty decent contact on a couple of those, though. Flyouts to center. And that time missing low and away. Probably about time to come back to that curveball here for Larson, right? I mean, they're
working great to start. Stick with it.
And there it is.
Watching the game on Facebook here, Jay, and a couple guys were asking what you think the spin rate is for Larson on these pitches. Whatever it is, he should stick with that curveball, I think.
Peterson not able to come up with this one, so a 2-out base runner here for Hopkins. Schaefer will reach on the air, and now Mauser does get an opportunity to come up here.
Here's the thing with that breaking ball. Your first 2 or 3 hitters have seen him throw it. They've kind of given the feedback to the bench and said, hey, he's got a good, strong breaking ball that's 12-6, sit back and wait on it. So if Mauser can sit back and wait on it, if he can anticipate and pick up that pitch, he'll have a good opportunity to drive it. And we've seen what he can do with his bat.
Pair of doubles in the game tonight. Runner is going. Curveball gets in all the way to the backstop. So Schaefer easily in at second. Not able to go any further than that, but
check your signs now with the runner at second base, because that breaking ball has been so dominating that you don't want Mauser to know that it's coming, because if he throws it well and he times it right, it's going to sit down at his knees. But if it's not a good, strong breaking ball, it's going to end up in the turf, and it's going to give the runner a chance to get down to third base.
Comes back with that curveball and lifted out to center. Quan drifting over into left center and will make the catch, so Mauser is out. Royals done in the 7th. One more chance for Osseo. We go to the bottom of 7. Orioles trailing 3-0. Hopkins leading at 3-0. Arenani trying to close this one down here for the Royals. Osseo with the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up. Botsit, Kranz, and Nims, the scheduled batters here for Joe Lavin and the Orioles.
I don't know if the DJ's trying to say something with the song, but playing a little Time for Me to Fly, maybe saying these Orioles should set the ball up in the air and get a couple balls out of the air in the park here to make this game closer. But down 3-0, all you want to do is you want to get on base.
Yeah, that's the nice thing. I mean, you don't have a time clock that's going to run out. If you can just get runners on, you've obviously still got a shot in this game, even though they haven't really done a whole lot offensively.
Yeah, they've had a couple chances, but they just haven't. You know, Hopkins has capitalized on their opportunities, and Osseo just hasn't. It's been a really good, well-played game.
Breaking ball over for a strike there to Botsit.
Before the game, you and I were kind of talking off camera that you never know. A spring game between non-conference opponents, non-section opponents, not their number one pitchers. Could be an ugly game, but it turned out to be a really well-played game. Good strong pitching from both sides, and clutch hitting for Hopkins has really put them in a position to win this game. But here's Osseo not far off from being in striking distance.
0-2 count here to Botsit as he tries to get aboard to start the 7th inning. Little tapper, Ani charging in, and he will throw him out, and that's the second time that he has really fielded his position well, getting off the mound in a hurry and getting to that ball. I mean, honestly, Drew, I think probably against at least half the pitchers you'll see, that might have been a little infield hit.
I mean, that's a perfect bunt. You see, he kind of took a awkward spin. He was running towards third base, made a good strong adjustment, good quick adjustment, picked up that ball, made a good solid throw over to first base, accurate throw, and got that first out, which is huge.
Brendan Kranz is the hitter, and part of that is that some people tail off so far that they're not in position to immediately become a fielder, but he was quick to that one. Fastball at the knees for strike 2.
Going back to that throw, another thing a lot of pitchers do is they rush themselves. They make it, and you've seen it with Michalakis too at the plate shortstop. Don't rush yourself. Know the situation of the game. Know you have time. If you set your feet, good motion, and good get your body going towards the base, you have a good strong throw. Fortunately, nobody there is on the receiving end. That ball is more the fence and the post, not a player.
Sent one toward his own dugout, and that one sent him scrambling. It's hard to tell from our angle. There is a fence in front of there, so if you're sitting where you should be, you're probably protected, but that one sent him scrambling for sure. Here's an 0-2 from Ani. Missed inside with that one. Thought for a moment it might hit him there.
Yeah,
Kranz.
I think Krantz was about to lean in on it, but it was a breaking ball, so it came back over towards the plate. But if that stayed inside, he was okay with taking that on the hip and getting down to first base.
Down to short. Michalakis up with it, and he'll throw him out for out number 2.
You know, that play by Michalakis there is just, it's expected that happens, but you see that at the pro level. When the ball's hit hard, you come up clean with the ball. You know you have an extra second or two. You don't need to rifle it over there. Take your time, take a little bit off the throw about 80%, make sure it's accurate. Now, if it's not hit hard and you're running in, you got to feel it, you make it good, strong, then you got to be more aggressive with your throw.
So Derek Nims will hit now with 2 outs, nobody on. He takes a strike. He is 0 for 2.
And that kind of composure comes with repetitions. It comes with knowing the situation of the game, knowing your hitter, knowing where you're at, understanding everything that's going on in the game of baseball.
Missed away and high with that one, 1-1. We talked about the starting pitchers, but Ani's done a nice job for sure coming in here. He came in for the 5th, so trying to work the last 3 innings of this one. Pitch is a little low, so 3 balls and a strike. And back to Ani, and he makes another nice fielding play. Flipped to first for the out, and the Royals will win it. That was a hard one, Hopper, but Ani was ready. And the Orioles go out in the 7th. So as you mentioned, Drew, well-played game here. It was a fun one. Better, maybe better pitch than what you might have thought just based on the guys hadn't thrown a lot this year. But overall, a good ball game here, and Royals doing just a little bit more offensively.
Yeah, it was fun to see. It was a fun, clean game. Minimal errors, 4 errors total, not bad. The nice thing, maybe a walk. I don't even know if there was a walk, but it was a well-played game. Hopkins just came up with a couple key hits and put the runs on the board to get the victory here tonight.
So congratulations to the Royals. They've got a couple of key games coming up with STMA and Minnetonka this week as well. Final in this one is Hopkins 3 and Osseo nothing. For Drew Keogh and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Osseo's Memorial Field.